Hi guys. So I just shared about the boxes of fruit that I got, and I thought, let me just share what I eat with you guys. My eating habits have changed so much over the last 2 years. In fact, before my awakening, during the deepest, darkest depression, I met somebody. We used to take the same route to work every day. And this person introduced me to a book that changed my life, The Surrender Experiment by Michael A. Singer. And they also introduced me to starting to kind of eat a little more consciously, which at the time was really starting because I was a very unconscious eater, like most of the planet, right? Most of the people on the planet. Anyway, and I started making smoothies and eating a little more veggies and but not big changes. I wasn't really ready for anything big. Um, and then I had a wonderful woman come into my life who's actually doing nutrition coaching now, as well as other mindfulness coaching. Her name is Ilana. I will link her, or I will put her, I don't know if it's possible, but I'll put her little handle at the bottom in the comments, or not in the comments, in the caption. And you can check out her page. She's phenomenal. She cured her cancer with food, meditation, and what was the other thing? Energy work. Yes. So I trust her. So she started introducing me to how to eat even more mindfully. And at that time, it was just so much. There was so much information. I decided to do a short course in a whole food raw whole food diet. So in other words, raw as much raw as possible, and whole food, meaning you can see that this is a food and not something that's been highly processed and comes in a plastic bag, and it doesn't look like it comes from somewhere other than a factory. So raw whole food diet. And yeah, and that kind of woke some things up a little bit more, but I wasn't quite ready yet to make any definitive decisions on my diet. I was just kind of adding more things into it, as suggested by Ilana. So adding more water, because I was not drinking enough water, adding more veggies, adding more good stuff, and slowly in that process of adding, the not so good stuff was being removed. So let me share with you what is in my cupboard usually, what I keep always on hand. And this might change as things kind of shift with my dietary needs and as I explore as well. So basically, I usually have some quinoa, preferably sprouted, and chia seeds at the back. Also some spirulina and cacao powder, not cocoa, to be specified. Some brown rice, which I don't really eat much of. I was just trying to add some variety. Hemp seeds, which are great, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and chickpeas at the back. I also have some nutritional yeast, non-GMO, which I'm still kind of learning how to use. What else? Unsalted almonds, raw almonds, and organic oats, which I usually put in my smoothies. Also, always pepper. Pepper goes in the smoothies too. And pink rock salt or Himalayan rock salt, as well as cinnamon. So let's move to, there is also always, what is it called? Turmeric, always turmeric in my cupboard as well. Let's see, what else? What did I forget on this side? Always olive oil and coconut oil. So a variety of nuts and seeds, though I don't have a variety of nuts, but seeds. And then in my freezer, which is a little bit of a mess, always frozen pineapple, and this is frozen ginger, which goes into the smoothies as well. Frozen blueberries, and I just finished a bag of mixed berries. Let's see what else. And then in the fridge, I just did all this shopping, which is so exciting. I've been learning about the fruitarian diet, and it sparked a curiosity about adding more fruit to my lifestyle. So I went crazy and got a bunch of pineapples, a box of 10, and a whole lot of avocados, as well as mangoes. And I always have peppers in the fridge, and the bananas are brown because of the fridge, but they're also really good when they're sweet and soft for making smoothies. And then I also keep this. But I'm kind of contemplating whether I might be ready to start weaning off of this. It's still quite full, so I'll finish the bottle. And instead of having 2 servings a day, I've been down to 1, while I make this transition. Okay, the fridge is telling me that I need to give it a break. And then some mangoes. And last night's dinner was, or lunch rather, was pumpkin, a whole big pumpkin, like a whole big pumpkin, and with cinnamon and honey and bananas. So that's basically the transition that I've been making now recently, as well as over the last while. Just on Tuesday, I decided that I will not officially be eating any more beef or pork. I hadn't really been eating any beef and pork anyway, because I don't really buy it, and it's only really for when I kind of go, when I socialize and with certain friends or colleagues or whatever, that beef and pork is a preference for them. But that is not often. So I decided, if I don't buy it and I don't miss it, then I'm ready to make the step into deciding consciously that I will no longer be eating beef or pork, which is very exciting. I think I haven't been forcing the transition for the most part, but one thing that has been affecting the way that I've been eating is, a few months ago, I had a bit of a mental and emotional learning curve that was very big and very uncomfortable and involved the safety of other people. And so, you don't have control over others' actions. And it was a very terrifying time. I tried as much as I could to stay centered, but of course, what happens in other people's lives affects us. But we just have to kind of, instead of trying to control what happens with them, we have to control how we respond to that, and our thoughts, and the way that we interact with what happens around us. So that had quite a strong impact on me, and I started eating a lot of snacks. Now, I've always had a sweet tooth, and I've always eaten snacks and chocolates and stuff, mostly chocolates and jellies. But this was out of hand. I was eating like bags of things every day, like at least 1 ice cream, possibly 2, sometimes 6 miniature ones. It got really bad. A roll cake. What else? A chocolate bar, a big cookie, a bag of jellies of some kind, and it was just a variety. Oh, and a bag of like corn chips. It was a variety of trash every day. And then I had a period maybe 2 months ago of kind of cleaning up my diet, and I did some fasting, and I was very strict with myself. I got a group on WhatsApp together with my family, just for accountability, so that I could send into that group, I could send everything that I ate during the day. So kind of like a log. I didn't want to use a little book because I knew that I wouldn't write in the book. So I thought a WhatsApp group was better, and they were free to post if they wanted to. My brother did eventually kind of decide to get on board, but mostly it was me. But what it did was it made me accountable to everything that I ate. So it was easier to kind of stop eating the snacks as much because I knew that someone was watching. And then I stopped posting in the group and slowly began to fall back into the pattern of the snacks again. And I recently came across fruitarianism, and I thought, there is such a stigma around eating too much fruit because of all the sugar. And I'm still learning about this, and I will dig into more of the research. So I'm not saying you should do this. I'm saying that right now, what's helping me not eat as much snacks as before, because it's always at night that snack trigger would kind of switch on, is I've moved my shake from the afternoon to the evening. And I'm finding that the sweetness of the banana in the shake and whatever other fruit in the shake is kind of satisfying that sweet craving. And so I'm not eating as much sweet stuff. In fact, I haven't had any snacks for the last few days. And so I'm feeling really positive about it. So I haven't done enough digging into the actual research of fruitarianism, but what I did come across were a couple people who took blood tests before their transition, and then blood tests after being on a strict fruitarian diet. And for one of them, there's an athlete, I can't remember his name, who is on a strict fruitarian diet, and he says that since he made that transition, his performance has improved, and it just continues to improve. So he advocates for fruitarianism for that reason. He also, of course, does blood tests and stuff regularly to see what's going on internally. And the only thing that he has to supplement is B12. Everything else is completely fine. So I am intrigued by it. I'm also intrigued by the high vibrational quality of the food. And because I'm so into energy work and into light body activation and DNA code activation, I'm wanting to adjust what I eat, because I know how much food can affect your vibration, not just your energy in your day, but your actual spiritual enlightenment, right? So as we travel along that path, and that is the most important thing to me in my life. So what I am doing is trying to adjust everything around me to slowly suit that activation, light body activation, DNA activation, ascension, 5D, new earth, and enlightenment. So yes, I'm going to be exploring that. I'll make a video after a couple weeks. I'm not strictly eating fruitarian though. I'm eating what they call fruitivore, which is greens as well as fruitarian, mostly fruitarian with greens, nuts, and seeds. So that is what I will be doing from, am I ready to commit to this? From today. I've been having oats in my shake, and that's why I'm like, the oats are so filling. So I know that fruit, you have to kind of stretch your stomach a little so that you can eat more fruit in order to feel more satisfied and to get the nutritional quantity that you need. And also higher vibrational fruits, and not just higher vibrational fruits, but higher quality fruits, which leads to high vibrational fruits. And it's not easy to find that in certain areas, especially me being in Korea where I don't speak the language. And ordering online, you're not always going to get the best quality, but nonetheless, these are the options that I have at my disposal. So I'm going to give it a shot anyway. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. Am I committing today? Yes. Okay, let's just do it. Okay, I'll commit to 7 days of fruitivore diet, meaning mostly fruit, other vegetables, nuts and seeds, and I have some pumpkin that I need to finish. Can we put in cooked vegetables as well? Pumpkin, and I'll leave anything else out. Just pumpkin. Corn? No corn, no corn. Just pumpkin. Okay, guys, I hope that my sharing my journey has been a little helpful and inspiring for you to kind of awaken the desire to learn about nutrition and food. Let food be thine medicine. I forgot who said it, but yes, let food be thine medicine. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys soon.